Can you specify the difference? I think this gets confused.
This is so good. Yes.
Between a coach and a mentor.
Absolutely. So in my mind, this is so good. Pinky is a mentor to me. Okay. When I look at the relationship that Pinky Cole, and I've claimed this for before the sesh was ever a thing. Okay. I loved Pinky's work, and I looked at her and I just saw her.
Same. Welcome to the Dirty Bag Podcast. I'm your host, Cookie, and as always, thank you so much for tapping in with me. You could be doing anything, listening to anybody, but you're here with your girl, I got a boss in the building.
Well, darling, there's only one God. Darling,
I got Rachel Ray of Creative Flow School, but not only is she an advocate, a boss, she out here in the community, but she is my American Sesh cousin.
Yes.
Talked about American Sesh before by the amazing Pinky Cole, where a select number of us were handpicked to come vibe and build with professionals and celebrities. So, hey there.
Hey, Sesh Gang.
How is you?
I'm really, really good. I'm so glad to be here with you today.
Can we talk about how this happened?
How could we not? Like, how could we not? Where you want to go?
When Gemini's.
Oh, that's so good.
When Gemini's. Okay. I be having it in my head to reach out to folks, but outgoing Geminis can get shy sometimes.
Yeah, I'm a little bit introverted, so it got to be the right time. It's all about the right time.
Chatting me up on something totally different, and I'm sitting here like, no, you need to come on in the studio and chop it up with me
today.
But she got something dope coming. I ain't gonna.
We give them a little tease later. Yeah, we give them a little tease if you want to give it.
Okay. First off, happy Women's History Month.
Yes, and we're not done.
We're not.
We're closing out Bomb tomorrow, right?
Ooh, Beyonce. What is she giving us?
Gifts. Fruit of the spirit.
Huh? What we talking about?
What? Honey.
Okay. It's given country but not country.
Right.
It's given Virgo lickback.
Because they so petty. They are the pettiest.
It's given CMA's had me messed up. It's given, y'all didn't want me out here. But okay, I got something for you.
Because I remember at some point the queen said, when you play me, you play yourself.
Don't play yourself. Yeah, so apparently she did not have the best experience at her, I believe that was 2016 CMA performance with the redheaded stepchildren of country music, the Dixie Chicks. She was not welcome. They didn't like them thick-ass Texas hips on stage, giving them daddy lessons. So she said, you know what? Sometimes with some women, they can show you better than they can tell you. She ain't gonna be on the blogs.
Yeah, nah. She ain't got nothing for us but what she has to give.
Yes, she goes back and gets in her bag. So I'm excited about this album.
Yeah, I can't even.
Yeah.
I'm still getting over Act 1. I'm still in Act 1. It took everything to not play anything from it for the last few weeks because I'm like, I can't do that. I just need to clear out.
You got to decompress and get out. Because, she gave us everything.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to clear out and see, like, what could you possibly do for us at this point?
I don't know. 16 Karat just puts me in a mood. So I think that was a good shift. I'm like, what have I went through? Did I grow up before I had to?
That's the same energy that I felt when I first heard it. It was heavy, but it was also liberating.
Yes.
I felt seen.
Yes.
She definitely hit all of the wounds of being the oldest.
Are you the oldest?
I am. Oldest of a whole lot.
Really? How many?
So my mom birthed 7.
Oh, Jesus.
My father has 5, so I'm the oldest of that tribe on both sides.
So you've already mothered.
Very much so. Very much so. And I have 0 regrets. It's definitely made me who I am. But it was challenging. It was hard. So that's why that song really resonated for me.
So do you feel like being the oldest, did it affect how you navigated the world as far as wanting to be an entrepreneur? Like how did it impact your hustle?
That's so good. Let's talk about therapy 2 weeks ago.
Oh, let's go. Let's go.
So I was sitting in my therapy session, actually, maybe a few weeks ago. And I had this huge epiphany about how I went from caregiving for my family, being a big sibling.
Right.
And in some ways, parenting the adults in my life who didn't have the capacity to then caregiving for my community and through my business. And while I am very grateful to say I do that, at the same time, it's like, girl, what about the YOU? So I'm in that season, of redefining giving myself the care that I have given in all the other spaces.
Ain't that so crazy? Because I think what I've learned, and I'm gonna see if this is what that when you realize you've given everything to everybody else, that transition to loving yourself, it's very uncomfortable. We don't talk about the discomfort with focusing, especially as a Gemini. I don't care, y'all, we Geminis. We give so much to everybody. You a Gemini?
Not a house full of air. Now we blowing in here like that.
Oh, you a quiet one. So I know you lethal.
Okay,
I ain't
let's
even
do it
unpacked
real
it
quick.
yet.
What's your big three over there? Sun, but you know your other stuff. What you know yours?
I actually don't know all my shit.
Okay,
we're
gonna do that's another episode. I'm gonna swing back. Let's just say it's a whole lot of air in this mother.
Oh yeah.
It's a whole lot.
It's a lot of making everybody else happy, and to the point where you like everybody has to be good, and then when it's your turn, have you noticed that you give so much to everybody, you expect that in return, and there's disappointment when you don't get a sliver of it?
Absolutely. That was my story for a long time. I don't think I realized that, but the resentment that built up that I didn't even recognize, it hit a real head at about 30.
Oh,
okay. 16.
but
I will say something shifted between 30 and 33, where I realized, definitely 33, when I feel like, I definitely been in the wilderness. I definitely been out here feeding for myself and getting closer to God and having no other choice but to.
Right.
But on the other side of that is all this awareness and all this like, no, we're not doing that anymore. Like, you cannot afford to give in that way. So whatever you do, you need to find out how to partner, link up, connect, so that you don't have to hold it.
That's very hard.
It is, but
like,
find the people who show you how. Like, that's kind of how we connected.
Because I was immediately like, say less. It wasn't like it's like, girl, I'm going to give you the same energy you're giving me. You ain't got to worry about it. I'm going to pull my weight, and I'm going to show up the way I need to.
Yes.
Because I get it.
Yes. It's the reciprocity for me.
We don't get it. We don't get it. Because we want everybody to be cool.
Because we give. We give. Like, we don't just give. We don't just be like, here you go. No, we be like, here it is. How can I serve it up for you? Do you like it hot? Do you like it cold? Do you like warm? Like, we be doing the most.
We will go to war without asking questions.
Ooh,
that was my big thing is I went to war without investigating first. And the thing about being somebody that will go to war for folks is they don't want to go to war for themselves. And it's when it's too late. So you sitting there like, wait a minute, I done lost a kidney, a lung, I'm out here, I'm a machine gun, and you just, what the fuck?
Stay on my business.
Hold on.
Stay on my business.
What is we doing? That hurts. I think this is where all the Gemini shade comes from.
Oh, yes.
Let me talk about y'all and these memes y'all do every year around late May and June. Somebody did a post the other day saying, "Of course, I'm a Gemini. Of course, I took it too far, but did I start it?" I said, "See."
Because nobody wants to talk about who started
it. Y'all, we are the zodiac signs. We are the candy man of zodiac signs. We be minding our business, and y'all will go in the mirror and say our name 3 times until it appears. And then when we appear and do what we do, all of a sudden you heartbroken and now you healing via memes. Nah, sis, you need to talk about what brought me here. I didn't want to get you. I promise I didn't. You kept playing in my face. Okay, I don't play with other folks' kids. You thought this was that. Sometimes you got to let the children know you're not one of them.
You know,
I'm sorry.
What's that meme going around right now with the Rugrats? And they talking about Angelica.
What?
Baby, I don't know if you've seen that. Millennial over here. So they got the Rugrats, baby. Angelica, baby, let me tell you. What? She cussing the kids out. And I said, let me tell y'all something. She was the oldest one there, though. And y'all don't know what them kids.
Oh, you resonated.
Okay? Y'all don't know what them kids.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely did.
Yeah.
It hit me.
So do you recognize it in other black women then? Like, you are the oldest, you've had the mother, now you in therapy trying to unpack overextending yourself and filling that empty cup. So when you see other black women doing the same, like, can you recognize it in other black women? Like, okay, she's doing too much. I really would love for her to pull back.
Girl, not only recognize it, but be on their head about it. Ain't that crazy? You know what I'm talking about.
Can we go there?
How I'm going to be on your head about it? And I'm still, and you know, they talk about, can the broken heal? Can the wounded help? Yes. Because when you see yourself in someone and you see someone's heart is pure, you just want to be able to say, like, protect yourself, because I've been there.
Yeah.
Pull back a little bit, you know, save some for you. But
Yeah.
I think it's an ever growing lesson. Like I'm still figuring that out. It's not going to be the same in every relationship either.
Yeah.
So I think that's the biggest thing. But Black women, I'm always advocating for you to like pull back, give less
Always.
because they need to pay you more or they need to give you more in return.
We need to, but what I've shifted into, it went from like advocating for Black women to Black women, you do Black women wrong sometimes. This is the part that we don't, this is the part that we don't talk about.
Yeah.
You know where I'm about to
Yeah.
go. So you don't have to like a Black woman to advocate for her. You don't have to like a Black woman to treat her fairly. She doesn't have to be your fave. She doesn't have to give you a warm and fuzzy for you to hold space for her because you see the work she does.
Absolutely.
Amanda doggone Seals.
I knew it.
So this past 2 weeks, we had the NAACP Image Awards where she just simply, she was telling her audience, look, if it wasn't for y'all, meaning the people that pour into her and love her content, I would think I'm not doing nothing, alluding to the fact that she's not always invited into Black elite spaces.
Right.
There was a plethora of people talking about her attitude and her always being too mad and her being aggressive. Don't nobody want to be around that. What say you?
Come on and get straight to it then. Don't hold no chaser. I'm gonna put it as clear as I can put it.
Okay.
I'm gonna say exactly how I feel. When Amanda made her statement, my first thought was, girl, I hear you. I hear you.
Okay.
But what's important to you? Because you have lived and you have been this is who you are.
Right.
So you've set yourself up in that way. So, however,
Correct.
let me be very clear about this. I don't care what she said. I don't feel that the conversation started about her was an appropriate conversation. I don't know where it came from. I read it for myself. I'm going to judge it accordingly as I perceive it.
Okay, bet.
And it just felt like, why? Did we need that? Was that a necessary conversation for us to have about our sister
Okay.
on behalf of her and in this critical season of lifting women up, like Women's History Month? Like, where in the Beyonce are they doing that? Where, I mean, you know, and again, I read
Right.
the article coming from this perspective of there are some things that I agree with you on,
Right.
but would I dare create an entire conversation, put it out in the world, let this be a marked moment?
Why?
Why? What's the why? And if we're going to have that conversation, which I stand on, any conversation I want to have with you, I'm going to have with you. I would have invited you into the conversation.
Yeah.
If I wanted to have that.
If you were really sincere about resolutions, maybe.
I don't know. I ain't here to judge that. What I will say is how I move is that if I questioned your intention, if I wanted to give any thought to the conversation, I would have invited you to the space, just like you invited me here.
Especially if you
To
said
have
we
a
need to do better.
conversation.
If you say we need to
Interview
do
me.
better, and then days later.
Talk to me.
Right.
Not for me or about me. Because I'm here and you know I'm going to run my mouth. Speaking of Amanda, but also myself, right?
Right. I see you talking about
Yeah.
me.
Yes.
I see you talking about me. So the conversation
it
about.
hurt. Bottom line, it hurt me.
Yeah.
It hurt me for her.
Yeah.
It hurt. And I don't, you know, I love Amanda.
Yeah.
But she also be driving me a little crazy sometimes.
Yeah, I don't agree with everything.
Yeah,
I don't. There's been a few moments where I've been like, girl, now what the hell?
Girl, what?
Girl, what you doing?
You woke up on this Tuesday and chose this fight.
But is everybody going to always be right? I think it's holding space for the fact
Yeah.
that we're all going to mess up in some way
Yes.
or not show up the way the world expects us to. We're not going to get it right 100% of the time.
Absolutely.
One thing I said on this very first episode is that if y'all are looking for perfect politics, this is not the podcast for you. I'm growing. I'm going to fuck up. But my heart is in the my heart's in the right place
Yeah.
ultimately.
Yeah.
So it
And
seems
you're
like
genuine.
when it comes to her, there's not a place for grace.
I mean, but why does she need grace? Why
Okay.
couldn't she just be left alone?
Oh, well.
That's my
Okay.
stance. Is why did she need grace? What did she do that was so wrong that needed that commentary?
Nobody's really given a direct. People have said like allegations, which she shut down. Like they said she did X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it comes back to her being too bold, too loud, too angry. And this is the thing about social justice. And I say this as somebody that's been in that world. I had to get out because
Yeah.
honestly,
Oof.
your mental health.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yes.
When you wake up every day and you genuinely care about Black people and brown people, you are taking in a lot of trauma on a
Yes.
daily basis. So imagine waking up and this is your focal point and you're seeing something new every day. You're not going to be happy all the time.
Right. But also, again, Beyonce's America, choose what you intake. So, and this is not specific to Amanda. This is specific to our choice and our ability to say, okay, sister, girl, you woke up and this was the day you were having. That's the grace that I think you're referring to. Like, possibly, you know.
Yeah.
Give her the fact that she can have an opinion about how she feels about her experience that none of us have lived.
Yeah, and that's true. My DMs are not full of death threats.
Oh my God.
I mean, there was a time when on Twitter there was a lot going on, but waking up and you're taking that in every day, and social media is kind of how you pay your bills.
Right.
That's a very difficult space, which is why with black women, you have to, there's a part of me that wants to tell her like, well, she ain't gonna listen to me, but it's like, girl, take some time off.
Yeah.
I understand you want to fight for everybody, but the flip side of that is when you need people to fight for you, when you are depleted, when you have nothing left. And we've seen some of our ancestors go through this to where they give everything, but they die broke, heartbroken, which Monique brought that out.
Yeah.
They leave disappointed.
Absolutely.
So you got to know that everybody that you riding for ain't gonna always ride for you. That don't mean don't ride for them,
right? But
you have to know when to go. This is enough for me in this season. Let me go sit down.
Yeah.
Because the world's still gonna be here. Things are still going to happen.
Yeah. What was your take? I'm very curious. Specific.
My take was first of all, I don't agree with everything she says, but somebody that's been in the activism and organizing world, I understand that it's hard to be happy.
Yeah.
I remember losing a lot of my normal relationships because your friends don't understand. If they just want to go to brunch and you just like, fuck this shit, it's a protest tonight, you see what happened? And they like, but we kind of wanted to go out tonight. I'm going to get my hair done. Your friends don't get that world. So it's very off-putting to people to be with somebody or to try to be in community with somebody that passionate.
It's isolating.
It's isolating. I know it's 2024. I think the past 3 years, I'm just getting my life back. And I did somebody's podcast 2 years ago that apparently just dropped 3 days ago, and they tagged me in it, and it was very triggering for me. I had what I feel was my first panic attack. I had to call somebody because they were asking me questions that I had not healed from, and I wasn't ready to talk about. I'm like, Ferguson was 2014. We in 20. I'm trying to figure out this new era of my life as a creative. I don't want to always talk about us facing down riot cops and how many of us died. So it messed me up. So I get her from that perspective. Like, it's going to take a long time for her to realize you need to sit down. But the likability factor, she's somebody that doesn't mind shaking tables. Right. I get that. Yep. But the question is, do you have to play the game to some extent with skin folk? Because I mean, I don't know if I've been in corporate forever. So me coming out of predominantly white corporate and being around black folks that kind of want that out of you, it's very weird for me. I feel like if I dealt with this my whole career, I don't want to have to play the game around my own people. But in other areas, it's also corporate. It's just it's just black people. So it's, I get it because it's something that I'm navigating now. Me being this loud ass girl in Dallas, like a real loud girl, not like loud. Like if I don't like you, I will call you out as well. It ain't just about the system. Sometimes we don't. Right. And just black women are not given grace to be human if we don't make people feel comfortable. I'm not even 100% like this huge diehard Amanda Seales fan. I just know that black women sometimes we're drowning trying to make sure everybody else is good, but black men get this grace
so much. Oh baby,
Diddy
all over the internet.
Hi Diddy.
The Diddler, as I read online, that one about took me out. And I don't find this funny. I don't find this situation funny at all.
I don't. I'm a girl. Come
but
on,
baby, that took me out.
Yeah.
And I said, not drones. Not the drones are the way that we are learning about the things. It's just a lot. It's a lot to process. It's very traumatic. It's not funny. But it's also like, what?
Let's talk about why though. Again, these same people that was saying Amanda needed to humble herself are the same ones going, y'all trying to tear a black man down. Here's my issue with this whole situation.
Tell us.
So celebrities, I say y'all know that a lot of what we see on a large scale is nothing more than it's a blown up version of things that happen in our community that y'all don't want to acknowledge. 1 in 5, I think the numbers have changed. 1 in 5 women is a victim of sexual assault and domestic violence. Yep. So while there is so much content out here, people are having a field day. I get it. Some of this shit is sending me. Some of it really is hilarious. And y'all going in. But if a woman came to you right now and told you that your favorite producer, your favorite local artist, your favorite DJ, whoever in the entertainment industry has done some unsavory things to them, what's going to be your response? My biggest issue with it is people saying, what about, and then y'all gotta always insert somebody of the Caucasian persuasion.
Right.
Y'all want to get away with doing what white powerful men do so bad, and it's disturbing to me because why is we talking about them? You don't even care about them victims. You doing it because you don't like that we're being held accountable. If somebody is hurting black women, or apparently boys as well, because y'all don't be wanting to, why are we talking about them?
Let's acknowledge it. Let's acknowledge that.
Why can't we?
Like we can't sit
What's
here
up?
and pretend that is not a very necessary part of what is happening.
Right.
Is exposure to the fact that children, I don't care the situation, children are being abused across and manipulated, coerced for decades. Like, this isn't new.
No.
This isn't new. I think the real part that like disturbs me is that we know that this is so much bigger than we can see. Right? Like haven't even been
The layers.
so many.
Yeah.
But what we do know is that decades of activity, I don't know what, but decades of activity involving hundreds of people, likely. Hundreds of people, probably ones that we haven't even heard names of yet.
You want to know what my antennas really went up with all of this? So an old interview resurfaced with Aaron Hall, who used to be one of my favorites. The Vlad interview, where this man is bragging about his package size and that Diddy, he named all of them. They know how I get down. They know how I screw. I'm like, so you're admitting that these men have watched you sleep with somebody.
This is a lot, girl.
And you bragging about it. And
That's
we
the
know that
interview?
your baby girl, I was watching it like I couldn't sleep. I'm like, he is admitting his baby mother, the mother of his child who was underage at the time, that she was a video girl, and that the day he saw her, he just took her and did what he wanted to do. He said this.
Bragging.
He bragged about it. So
Because
I said,
that's how they
if
do,
he-
but that's how black women are treated.
Yeah.
And especially, unfortunately, in that space.
Yeah. So,
Of entertainment, you know what I'm saying? Of entertainment, media.
Yeah.
And not just us, but definitely us.
yeah. And that's the conversation is, why anybody say anything? I'm like, do you see y'all's response to this? Be clear. If there's a woman that's going back and forth with you online, like hardcore arguing with you about this, it's not a regular argument. I'm going to tell you what it is. She's more than likely a victim. What you're saying is actually triggering her. And she's trying to get you to understand without coming and reliving her trauma. She's advocating for these people in the situation, but she's really telling you, hey, this happened to me.
Yeah.
And I be wanting y'all to understand that
Yeah.
because you publicly show that you are not a safe space by the way you make excuses.
What's crazy is I literally just recorded an hour-long vlog.
Oh.
And it was very triggering, but it was also very freeing, very cathartic to have the conversation. And I acknowledge and address this journey of of being a survivor
Okay.
myself.
Yeah.
And I don't want to go there, and spend too much time on that topic, but I want to say it was 2017, the first time that I was able to actually even acknowledge that out loud. And I'm talking about from childhood.
Oh.
So
Okay.
when someone does finally get the courage, and then fortunately for me, I did not have people telling me I was lying or someone argue. I wasn't up. That wasn't my story. But when I can't imagine one form of rejection after having spoken. I can't imagine one person invalidating me after that. Can't even imagine that.
Yeah.
People are sometimes can just be so cruel, so insensitive. But I think about the power of celebrity, the power of money,
Right.
of status,
Yeah.
and you are dealing with two different situations, same trauma, same pain, but you're fighting two different battles.
Right.
When we talk about like in our community, in our families,
Yeah.
versus someone who has the power to make you disappear.
Blow up your
that's all
car. Folks didn't. I'll be sure it was in a coma. I'm sorry. Somebody gonna have to explain that coma to me. But so that boy been low key, and then he runs back when somebody calls him out. I'm like,
Girl.
what are you scared of? What
What
did
is
he do to
going
you?
on? Yeah.
Something happened.
Yeah, definitely.
And you just now feel
Definitely.
comfortable telling your son to come back home publicly. That boy is grown. But that just goes to the power of celebrities.
power of
There's
celebrity.
something we don't know about that situation. So you're right. So yeah, in community, it does happen. It's just that nobody's going to say anything because...
It's the unsaid. It's the unsaid.
Yeah.
Like we don't talk about it.
Right.
But then you add my life might be.
Yeah. We just want y'all to like really just think about this. It ain't the boogeyman.
No.
I don't know people like that. And this is what I figured out. When people argue too hard, you are one of three people. You got some unsavory skeletons in your closet and you don't want it to come out. If you're a woman, I think that you're somebody that might have a young girl around you that you didn't protect. Or you're somebody that it happened to and you don't want to face it. I'm sorry, this is my opinion, but you fall in one of those three categories when you argue a little bit too much. So to me, when these conversations happen, you are telling on yourself. You might not think so, but I'm like, bet. My daughter would never be around you. I'm not gonna spend too much time around you and your squad. Let me stay over here in the area of safety because I'll swing on one of y'all dudes. Knowing good and well I can't whoop you, I will swing on you. So let's just do this. But I like the fact that it's giving people courage. I don't care.
Yes. Yep.
This is the year. Look, Cat Williams and Cassie just said here.
I was about to say, baby. Cassie said, I am going to get my coin.
I got my man.
Before you act crazy and like,
she knows stuff. Farnsworth Bentley knows stuff. That man, he did one little post about 3 weeks ago, like Jay-Z clip saying, when I get nervous, start telling the truth. That's all I'm gonna say. He did. He took his little umbrella and he did. We don't know where this dude live. We don't know what it is we do.
Where he at?
What did you do? What is going on, Farnsworth? The day that man speak, it's gonna be
I don't want it. I can't handle it.
Shout out to, we probably can't.
No, I don't want it.
But as a black woman seeing that, and then you see these things and then you have to process it and be like, okay, this is, I'm still healing. So that's why we can't make too many jokes about it because that's a celebrity, but somebody, you know, if you invite 10 folks to brunch, at least 2 got a story.
Yeah, absolutely.
At least 2.
And I think it's right back to the conversation of like, when you ask about a man or you ask about grace, if somebody has a story and they sharing it, do you have to fight them? Do you have to fight with them about their story?
Why do we fight so much? What is that? Why we get in this era of fight? Why are we fighting all the damn time?
Why are you so mad at them for being hurt? That's the question.
How you mad at me for being hurt?
What am I triggering in you that got you so hurt about my hurt?
Somebody always triggered something. We don't want to talk about it because we don't trust people no more.
Yeah.
We don't trust. That's why I think that everybody should take a break off social media and folks got to start meeting and having real relationships in person.
That's so good. That is so good.
What happened to that? What happened to the phone?
Right.
Y'all don't talk on the phone no more.
Because the screen will have you deceived. You can't do a full energy check just on the screen. And let me be clear, I've met some amazing people, built some bomb relationships online. But every chance I get, I'm trying to pull up. I'm trying to know you in real life.
Yeah. We'll be struggling with the phone in our hand. I've had some like low moments and people be like, you outside? I'm like, no. First of all, I'm at networking events that half the time I'm exhausted and I don't want to be there. There's some times where I'm in a room and the energy is not inviting, but I'm here because I feel like I have to be. Like I've had some really high highs in 2023.
You ain't got to be there though.
I'll be leaving.
Okay, good.
At this point, I'm now in the era of, okay, I've seen what it's like. I like to build my own. I know what community, I know what type of energy I want to be around, and I don't need to wait for somebody else to create it for me. I'll just do it.
That's literally been the energy I'm sitting on in this season. I'm not waiting on anything anymore. Anything that I want to experience. Yeah. If it ain't out there, I'm going to create it.
How did American Sesh change that for you? We talk about the American Sesh process.
Let's do it. Oh my. Okay. So what's Sesh for you?
I was Sesh 20.
So we weren't too far apart. Yeah.
We wasn't too far apart. No.
First off, shout out to us.
Yeah.
Like what a beautiful selection process. Like I don't know if you know, but like I think it was such an experience. Like you don't know why you got selected. You don't, no one ever tells you, this is why you were chosen. You were selected, you showed up, you participated, you engaged, you met your people. Yeah. But like, that was so pure to me to not hear the why.
I heard it a little bit in mine. One of the people that was on, she was just like, your energy. I was like,
well,
ghetto shit.
Yes,
I was like, okay.
I think they gave us our flowers that way. I love that. I love that. Right. But it wasn't, but my thing is, it wasn't ego. Nobody was like, you're here because you have 7 million followers.
Can we talk about the followers?
Yeah, let's talk about it. That's real good.
I started out on the sidelines.
That's so good.
When it first started, this was after Pinky's book tour here in Dallas. I'm like, this girl really be doing a damn thing. And I saw how many folks she blessed in the room. Yeah. So when Sesh first started and I saw who was all pitching themselves, I'm like, oh, this ain't for me. Because it was folks that I know. Yeah. 100,000 followers.
Big followers.
Yeah, people were like, pick me, Pinky. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to stay on the sidelines because this vibe is dope. I've never seen anything like this on IG. I'm just going to cheer everybody on. It took for folks to start saying, good luck to you too. And I was like,
I know.
I was just here to like say, what's up? What you mean? Then I said, oh, okay. I should pitch. So it wasn't until like sesh 13 that I finally decided to shoot my shot. But here's what I learned about shooting your shot. You might look crazy to folks.
Crazy.
But it was a challenge of showing up for yourself. That's my biggest takeaway is showing up for how much do you really care about your brand?
That's so good.
Because there were folks in the comment section doing a lot of talking. Then you went to the page and it was like, you doing more talking to get her attention than you are serving your audience. You have to serve your audience, cuz.
But let me also say, right?
Okay, Because
I 100% agree with that. You need to really be doing the work. Bottom line, that's that.
Yes.
But it wasn't that your social media had to look like you were doing all these things. You actually had to really be doing the work, and they can see through the bull.
They can.
That's what I think it is. It's like, because I don't have no bunch of followers on social media.
But you work.
But I'm doing the work.
Talk about the work though.
I'm doing the work. When I started campaigning, I think it was sesh 15 or 16. And my first thought was, because I'm not posting all the things I'm doing, I don't stand a chance. I had that exact thought. Like, nobody's gonna, but you know what I did? I had a couple of sesh mates who went ahead of me, and we connected. Because I'm a connector.
Right on.
And they saw my work at Creative Flow School, which is my baby, okay? And what we do is we focus on bridging the gap between education and workforce development, specifically for Black and brown students and beyond. We make sure that if you are a leader or a future leader, you have the resources that you need to move to your finish line faster. And I say that because it's so important to know what your unique journey is in life. And we help you figure that out and then go get that coin. So by being a really kind of niche experience in my market and not really being all education or all workforce, I kind of call myself the fairy godmother in between.
Oh.
Okay, sprinkling a little dust, little magic dust. But anyway, but I knew that.
Right.
But how do you convey that story if you're not fully active on social? So one thing I had to make a decision on was, I'm going to hit them in every other way. So I was in their email.
Ooh, yeah.
I was connecting to people on LinkedIn.
Oh.
I went because I understand connection requires more than one touch point.
Right. Yes.
So that everybody's journey was different, but I knew for me to be in the room, they weren't going to look at my Instagram and say, this is the reason why we're choosing this girl. So I went and told my story.
Yeah.
And I said, this is why I need to be in there. Then I called I was hitting this person up. Hey, I see you associated. I don't actually know how. I don't know if you got any power, but I just want to let you know. Boom, boom, boom. Hi.
I'm here. What's up?
Here I am.
What's up?
Y'all gonna see me if nothing else. And then you're gonna feel me. And then boom. When I got the invitation though, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I was definitely in that, okay, girl, we tired now. Like we didn't post it.
It happens to everybody.
And I got fatigued. And then I got this last piece and life was life and I was like, okay, look, I ain't never really worked this hard
ever
for nothing.
What?
I'm a manifester.
What?
Okay, God be
ain't nobody gonna chase you. Seat at your table for what? Do you know who I am?
You get it.
That fatigue. I was like, you what?
Get it.
Maybe I'm not what you looking for. And somebody got in the comments and did that one day, wrote a whole dissertation in the comments like, maybe I'm not what you're looking for. I'm just going to continue the work that I've been doing across the... I was like... And then she got a seat that night and then later on. But ended up being the one talking shit later. Some of y'all foul. I'm going to tell you something. Some of y'all ungrateful asses got the seat and then was mad.
I'm done.
What you mean you need more celebrities? I know stuff.
Well, see, listen.
Yes.
Tacky. You get the fatigue, and a lot of people got that way, but you did have to have a decision. You had to make a decision. Like, I'm either in this because I done did this for how many months?
Why you gonna stop now? Why you gonna stop now?
So
what?
Yeah. Boom. We was in that thing.
It taught you something though. Like after that, it was like, I don't think I've ever shot
your shot.
I've never shot my shot about anything. After that, it was just like, okay, you just got to go for it. Because I definitely thought I wasn't qualified. And I was like, would a podcast really make it in? But I was like, I be doing
listen.
What? But once I got it, it was just like, oh my God. But there was a dark side to that. I don't know if you experienced this. But the more I was, shooting, people around me was looking like, Girl, what the hell you doing? Well, I'm telling you what, when I got that invitation, it just felt like relationships started changing almost instantly. So there's a shift that happens when you get opportunities like that. Number one, people that didn't expect you to get it are now like,
they definitely looking at you.
they're looking.
Yeah, people they was always there, but they didn't want to acknowledge that
They
was there.
watched like crazy.
Yeah.
You feel it. Like we feel
Yeah.
things very deeply.
Yeah.
So a lot of my relationships changed after I got that seat. And that was the beginning of like that. I mean, that set the tone for my 2023.
Really?
2023 was the year of folks gonna fall off.
Really?
And people it stung.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It stung, but it was just like, I'm
Yeah.
like, because in my mind, I'm like, these are the people that are coming with me.
Right.
But I'm sorry, baby. When I have a big moment, I don't care. You gotta cheer. You gotta
Yeah,
clap.
no, but
You
for
gotta clap.
sure.
I don't give a shit. You better clap because
For
I'm a
sure.
clapper
For
with
sure.
no reciprocity expected. You better clap. I
No,
don't care.
it's a
I
given.
don't care.
Because you're going.
What?
I'm gonna remember. I'm gonna remember when you weren't clapping for me. I promise you.
You
I'm
do
gonna remember.
not forget
We don't
who
forget.
didn't clap during those big moments.
Patty LaBelle, baby.
Patty LaBelle.
I'm not gonna
Pattyopolis.
forget.
Okay.
That's my birthday twin.
Petty
so-
cake. Is she really?
Yeah.
Is she petty?
Baby, is they good?
I did not know Patty LaBelle was a Gemini.
Yes, May 24th. Are you May
That's your
24th?
birthday?
Shut
What in the
up!
hell?
Oh, I can't wait to the after party.
He just over there chilling.
My God, what's up?
You got all kind of secrets.
And all of them.
He be raising
all
hell.
Of them. Listen,
He be raising hell. He be fucking raising hell.
Gemini, we're not doing this. We're not gonna do it. I will. One
He
thing
be
I'm
raising
gonna be real with you
hell.
about though, like in terms of your relationship shifting, that's real whack. I'm just gonna say that's some whack stuff, yo.
Drama
Like,
was getting
that's
random
whack. I didn't
things
have
were getting
that experience.
Well, damn, it must be nice.
No, hear me out. I also, most of the folks that I'm connected to, again, I'm not from Dallas either.
Right.
So I don't know when you say your circle, how
These
close.
weren't Dallas relationships. These are people that I've known for a long time.
Well, them people, I'm going to be real. Most of the folks that I have known for a long time
Yeah.
are all over too. But the people who were really plugged in were more like a part of my current community. And so they were really supportive from day one.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until I took it very serious that they were like, we got you.
Okay.
So when I was doing it, but the moment I think it was March 1st, I put up a video and I was like, all right, everybody, y'all gonna help me get to the sesh.
Get in the
I need
comments.
y'all to pop,
Get in the
dot, dot,
comments.
share
Get in the
this
comments.
message.
Pinky
Pop,
code.
pop,
What?
tag Derek,
What?
tag. Exactly. Once I did that and made a whole freaking campaign, baby, they was like, Rachel for president, okay?
Period.
She needs to be at the table. And I really did have a lot of support. So shout out to y'all because
Yeah.
I definitely think that made the difference when I took it seriously.
Yeah, I think my invisible boo got me in there. It was the couple session. I got picked during the couple. I said, I don't have a boo, but maybe he's in the comments. I said, if anybody wants to snatch me up, this is the time to do it so we can make magic together. Get your goofy ass.
Your invisible boo.
I drew a stick man. I drew a stick bae and put him in my stories. I said, we're going to pull up. Me and this little bony ass nigga, we're going to pull up to the sesh. So give us a seat. And then I decided to pitch another couple. And I got it that night. I got it Rihanna during Rihanna's performance, Super Bowl Sunday. That's when I got the.
Yes.
And I told somebody, and their response was lukewarm. And I said,
Oh yeah. No, we peeped that energy immediately. If
said,
I
okay.
give you my good news, you better act like it's your good news.
you know,
Because I'm going to remember.
you know.
And we already said.
It was so hard. So I'm just like, I have to shift. And the thing is, a lot of my friends are regular 9 to 5. So when you don't have a lot of creative friends, they don't understand your journey. So I might make a decision in my life that don't make sense to you.
Absolutely.
And it might freak you out. I know it's going to be okay.
Yep.
But if I tell you about it and you don't get it, you're going to talk me out of it or you're going to tell me why I'm tripping.
Yeah. No.
That's hard.
The only word I'm rocking with is possibility. If that ain't what you on, don't even come my way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. You're not my friend. You're not even my friend. That's it.
I've been feeling that way in my gut. I'm just glad she said it out loud. Cause what the fuck you mean?
What are you?
My life ain't your life. So it's hard to get people to see it when they're safe. And I'm like, I know that the past 2 years, I don't necessarily want a safe life. Cause I'm at that age where you can get a phone call and somebody had died over some undiagnosed shit. I went to a funeral 2 months ago. So I'm now like, bruh, you just got to go after it. This is borrowed time, baby girl.
Yeah.
You do not know.
Yeah.
You have no clue.
And you also are like creating a path and like someone's looking at you.
Yeah.
So taking risk and living your whole life is so important.
Yeah.
Even if it's hard.
God,
Even if it's hard.
Man, listen, y'all be thinking, folks, sometimes the kids are not all right. Sometimes the kids are not all right, but
A
we
whole
just
lot of
keep trucking.
times.
Yeah, I'm like, y'all be thinking baby, I started going through it September 2023 for real, and it did not stop. I just didn't
Why
stop
were we
creating.
on the same timeline?
Man, stop
I
just-
went
it was
ghost.
just like-
I was gone. Y'all couldn't even
was.
see me.
I thought I got
literally,
blocked. Hey.
no, baby, you wasn't blocked.
Because I know
was
old girl
blocked.
definitely blocked me.
God blocked me. Okay.
Somebody in your session, I believe she definitely blocked me.
God blocked me. I was still very much so alive and well, just not in the streets.
But
of
when
the
God
internet.
tell you to sit down somewhere,
I had to. I had no other choice, and I wasn't well. So September, October, November, December. It wasn't until January that I started to feel like myself again. Why do you? What was that for you? I'm curious.
to me, it was more like changes in my personal and professional life. Like I wasn't upset about the change, but it was just like it needed to happen. But it's like, well, damn, now what? It's that jumping off the cliff and there is no parachute. You don't know what's gonna happen.
So you leaped into entrepreneurship, is it?
Fuck no, girl. I got laid off. I was working for I was working for a tech company that I had made millions for. And I fell into the tech where I ain't know shit about tech, but I fell into it and made somebody $10 million. But but they started doing layoff. I was getting drained. You know when it's time to go. When you are the only black woman and the first black woman in spaces, I've always been either the first or one of two. That has been my the whole 18 years of my professional experience. And I've hated it along the way. I've always been a creative, right?
Yeah.
But I come from the generation that teaches you go to college and get a good job.
Yep.
And it was never I went to school I was a mass comm major. My degree was journalism. I used to write. But it was like, you got to pay these bills and you got this little boy. Yeah. So they came into a career that I've loathed. I've tried to force myself to like it over the years. Yeah. This is the first time I experienced a layoff. I've never experienced that. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
But it was just like, I was like, oh, good. I can't stand y'all nowhere. But it was like, oh, what the fuck I'm going to do now? So things kept falling in place for me. I was getting paid to do content. Yeah. But I just knew that I want to be free. I know everybody says that and it wasn't something sexy for me. It's like, I'm miserable in these spaces. The passive aggressiveness, all of it. These are the things that have stressed me out and caused me to age quickly. And just because I just don't like it. It doesn't feel me. It's never feel me. It's what you're supposed to do.
Do you feel like you would have walked away?
Yeah.
Okay.
I probably should have walked away first, but I didn't. I was like, I kept threatening to walk away and then didn't. I'm like, Thursday, I'm done. And then Thursday, I'm gonna call somebody would clap for something. I'm like,
okay, I'm gonna hang out a little bit.
Or a little commission check. I was just, like I knew I needed to. The thing is, when you know you need to do something, if you don't do it, God gonna force it to happen.
That sounds like why I went into my September through December situation, because I was doing what I had no business, and not even in like nothing major, but just when you know. That's it. Like you feel, you intuitively know
every day.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll make y'all money, but it's like, so you know what your abilities are, right? Don't feel like you have to do, when you ain't welcome. Girl, you ain't been welcome once. You've rarely ever been welcome. You just dealt with it. So it was just like, okay, but it's that uncertainty still trying to create and not letting people get in your way and tell you like, well, you got to do X, Y, Z. It's just, it's hard.
I'm glad that you're out that situation. I'm glad that you have entered the year like fresh. Like that's a big deal. Like starting off your year on your terms, and even if, like I said, even if it's hard, it's yours, your time. It's your time. So what you do with it, that's gonna be up to you. But I know you're gonna do something good, because girl,
we're trying to create. Listen, this is the year of this don't make sense, but I'm gonna do it. I don't know how the hell we finna pull this shit off, but we gonna do it
in Gemini season. And that's all.
Yes, all of these things are happening in Gemini season. Turn the hell up.
A big birthday party. It's just a big birthday party.
What do you see for yourself with everything that you have going on and what you're building? Where do you see it going? Like, what's the ideal situation for you?
The ideal situation is me not putting any limits on myself, because I think I have been an entrepreneur my entire career. Oh, so that's all I know. I've done contract work. I've worked for some amazing brands, but I've literally been an entrepreneur my whole career. So we're talking literally my whole career. I did some retail in college, but since 1920, I've been doing my own thing.
Wait, so how have you? Damn.
I don't say that to say that was like the easy path or the path that anyone should take, but that's my journey. So because I've been through so many iterations of my career, because I've allowed myself to experiment and play and make mistakes and live out loud. Yeah, I would say the lesson that I'm walking into what I walked into 2024 with was, you have put up a lot of limits on yourself. no one can understand the life that you're living. Like no one, I don't know a lot of my peers who have been an entrepreneur that long. And the ones that I do, I don't know closely. So it helps to be able to say, I'm hearing stories. I'm seeing people talk about the realities of being an entrepreneur. There are some really amazing parts, but there are some very challenging parts. So I think that limitation that I've placed has been this idea that I need to do justice, or this has to make sense to these people in order for me to be. And the truth is, I'm super multifaceted. And I'm a creative,
Gemini.
like you just said. Like, you know us. Like, we can go in there, cook the meal, baby. We can cook the 5-star meal, demo it, and then turn around and sell it. And you like, we just have a lot of talent, which I'm very grateful for. But my work is helping people channel that into something beautiful and productive and individually theirs. So if I'm gonna help y'all do it, I have to allow that for myself. And so this next season looks like less limits. It's also taken off this idea that I need to deliver work in the way that other people are doing it.
All these
I'm not that.
Online coaches.
I'm me, and I'm gonna do it my way, which means I'm gonna focus on like creating experiential things like activations. And I don't mean brand, pull up and see the people's logos. No, I mean like come in, step in and experience something that you can then take and feel activated to go take and, make action. Yeah. And I can talk about all day what that looks like, but ultimately y'all not going to be hearing from me. You're going to be feeling me.
Ooh,
that's it.
It's a bar. It's a bar. I got to ask you this. What do you feel about the world of like online, social media business coaches? We've seen a surplus of that.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen the whole thing from the beginning, and I know a lot of them, and a lot of them are great, and a lot of them are fraud. So that's my answer. A lot of them are amazing, and then a lot of them are fraud. And the increase, like during the pandemic, has made it very challenging for people to know like who are good coaches. So there are some green flags and there are some red flags.
What's the red flag?
On spot. I mean, from the standpoint of having hired coaches and being a coach, I'm going to say my biggest red flag is somebody telling you how to or what to do versus how to do it, because you hire people to help you with the how to. I don't think you hire people to tell you what to do. If you are still figuring out that, there are ways to do that without investing into coaching. And I think that would be my statement. I don't think that a coach is bad, but maybe you still have some personal work to do that doesn't cost you a dime, or minimal investment, less risky investment before pouring into hiring someone to instruct you. But once you know your how and you are ready to hire a coach, I say the other big red flag is somebody who doesn't actually take the time to get to know you and just put you into some said program or cohort. Girl, all the language, the accelerator, summit,
accelerator.
Girl, no shade to anybody who's doing it really well, but be careful about joining and bandwagoning things. Like really fill them out. If you have the money to be risk averse, go for it. But a lot of us don't. And
you spend the money and you realize I probably needed more time to myself. I get what you mean, because sometimes what you're really doing is paying somebody to think for you and come up with the vision for you when you really need to figure that out.
Spin the block and start all over every time. You got to do the personal work. And there are good people, great coaches, who are creating pathways for you to do that. Okay. Check for them. Go to them. Those are your green flags. People who have maybe these high level offers that, yes, if you want this intimate I'm one of those people in some levels.
One-on-one.
Yeah, if you want the one-on-one, if you want the intensive, if you want the cohort, if you want the accelerator, there is something that you need to do first before you automatically qualify for this. And you should be able to self-qualify. You should be able to say, yeah, I got through this. I got some answers. I did the work. Now I want to engage with you at that level. But don't just throw your coins at people, please.
Because a lot of people are looking for mentor. Can you specify the difference? I think this gets confused.
This is so good, yes.
Between a coach and a mentor.
Absolutely. So in my mind, this is so good. Pinky is a mentor to me. Okay. When I look at the relationship that Pinky Cole, and I've claimed this for before the sesh was ever a thing.
Okay.
I loved Pinky's work, and I looked at her and I just saw her.
Same, yeah.
So, and I'd be like, oh, that's my mentor in my head. You know why she's a mentor? Because I can pick up a book and read her thoughts. She can influence me positively without me ever having to interact with her one-to-one.
Right.
So I think that's one level of mentorship.
Okay.
Whereas I also, and then I had the sesh, right? I had a chance to be up close with her and be mentored in that way.
She a beast.
Baby.
When you've been in a room with Pinky and you see the way her mind works.
That's what I was going to say. It's like,
Jesus, her and the way her and Derek bounce off
it's
each
the
other.
energy. Yeah. I mean, it's Pinky and it's Derek.
It's
and then
both.
it's them.
Yeah.
They're both independently brilliant. So you put them together and it's magic.
God.
My God.
I ain't never seen nothing like that from a couple before. And I don't believe in the whole couple goal things. I had to get off that wave.
Yeah.
But I want my
definitely.
man to come with that type of energy.
Please don't.
With
Or don't
me.
come here. Don't come over here if you ain't got it.
Do not if you ain't riding and pushing me like that,
Right.
and we can't do it. I've
Not
seen
gonna
what it
be-
looks like.
Yeah, that. It's been modeled.
And they did it their way.
And they did it 100% as them.
As them.
But a coach,
Okay.
I have invested significantly in coaching at different stages of my career. The one that I'm currently invested in is Arlen Hamilton, one that I share with you. And what I would say is my green flags for Arlen was that she started as someone who I followed, took the free advice.
Okay, the free advice.
Worked up of her ladder of offers and experiences until I was at the right season to say, okay, I'm done playing with me. I done did all the things I can get out of free and out of books and out of podcasts and out of listening to her. When she opened up the option to work with her, I said, this is the time. I have to look at what my risk versus reward is.
Ooh, come on.
And one thing about a good coach is that, in my opinion, is that they're also it's not just the service, it's the network.
Okay.
They are willing to dot connect for you. They are willing to say what she does, which is awesome, is like matchmaking. If you ask me a question, you reach out to me, you need help, you need support, I'm not just going to give you what I can do for you and upsell you up all the way. I'm going to match you with somebody in my community, somebody who I've hired, somebody who I've vetted. That's the big piece. Vetted.
Everybody don't get, I almost collabed with somebody that was scamming people.
Yes.
So
being vetted is important. Yeah. So I think a good coach is looking at you holistically and saying, I got what you need. And if I don't have, or I have this thing for you, but whatever I don't have, I'm also going to be thinking about you from an 8-dimensional wellness perspective. And I'm going to do what I can do to give you all that I can in the time that we're working together.
Okay.
That's important to me. At least that's how I view it. Now, look, I don't know the definition, but that's how I see it.
But you skimmed over the free part.
I did all
doing
the
free
work.
A lot of
I
people
did
don't
all
do the
free
free
work. I have been manifesting that coaching relationship the same amount of time that I manifested the relationship with Pinky.
Okay.
And what that looked like first was I read the books. I have and I got the receipts. You can go online and look and be like, oh, I was like, oh, I'm gonna work with Arlen Hamilton one day. You know, like I knew.
You did the thing.
I knew what it was. But when it was time, I had done it probably a year of doing the work before she opened that up, or before it was a time for me.
Okay.
The thing is, if your coach is your coach, they're gonna be your coach.
If
so you don't gotta.
Your coach, they gonna be your coach.
You ain't gotta if you don't make it the first cohort, first accelerator, first summit, first round, don't feel that fear of loss. Just use that as an opportunity for you to keep growing, as
an opportunity to keep growing. Also, some of y'all, look, I always got to come back with the petty. Some of y'all be paying high dollar because you just want to be in the room.
Let me be clear. Ain't nothing wrong being in the room if you got something.
You
to
ain't
offer
trying
the
to work.
room, and
you want photos. You want optics,
baby.
Some of y'all be wanting to get in the room and you want optics. So folks out here trying to build relationships with you and you ain't trying to work.
Meanwhile, we out in September through December. I ain't nowhere to be seen, but baby, I was working the whole time doing the work. I just wasn't online.
You was doing the work.
You got to do the work. That's the bottom line. You got to do the work.
Do the work. Do the work.
Do the work.
And trust black women and protect black women.
and listen to black women.
Listen to black women.
Sometimes just listen.
And don't say shit. We don't need a response. we don't need you to follow up. We don't need none of the things. Just understand that
because think about this, because we both talked about this, and I would love, because we back to Beyonce.
Okay, B.
When you saw the film,
Whew.
I was so triggered by that particular scene.
I already know.
I know you know what I'm about to say.
How this woman is a billionaire. She has this 20+ year career, accomplished, one of the most decorated artists, and y'all questioning her like she don't know what she wants and what she needs.
And what's possible.
What's possible. Like this damn song. What in the hell? Nope. Y'all played in this woman's face. It gets real around here.
Yes, listen.
And she had to go on Google.
To Google. With all these 5,100 children and 5,100
she can't
people
have a
that
stage.
work for her.
She just wanted the stage right. And y'all questioned her. And I said, if Beyonce is going through this.
Can you when I saw that, all I could think was, my God, if Beyonce is being challenged by the people she's paying.
She paying y'all good money.
What do we face on a regular everyday grocery store?
It made me think about my whole life, and it was like, girl, it wasn't just you. Sometimes we get in our head about what we going through, not realizing we ain't the only ones dealing with that bullshit.
No, definitely not women in general, especially as we're in Women's History Month. I think we all like. I think about Barbie. I think about that specific monologue that America Ferrera had, and then I think about Beyonce's like that moment in that movie, and I go, it don't matter what the situation is. We are always challenged. We're always challenged. We are uplifted, but we are challenged more.
We're uplifted for our ability to suffer and show up for everybody. We're uplifted for our ability to serve.
That's
rest is typically not a part of that. When we don't rest, even these online arguments, which y'all got to stop because it's not real life. And somebody was like, this is why our grandmothers, our grandmothers got worked to the bone.
They went online talking about it. Fighting with the bots.
Fighting with the bots.
And the spammers and the scammers.
This is why I got the doggone, I got cobwebs, so I can't do it no more. Y'all don't even turn me on. Y'all don't even turn me on no more. I just said, forget it. I'm just going to shut it down. Jesus going to have to tap me on the shoulder and be like, that's you, fam. It probably ain't going to have to be all that. But it's been a minute. I'm going strong, and I don't have a desire to, I don't.
I hear you.
It is what it is. But yeah, to see Beyonce go through that, it's like, dang, she can't even catch a break.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter how successful you get. People are always going to try to undermine you and play with you. This is our existence as women, which is why I'm really big on us taking up space and why I will defend the Black woman that I don't really care for that much that's doing the work.
The end. Every time.
The end.
I'm going to stand with you every time.
Every time. I might have to grit my teeth.
I might be quiet, but I'm standing next to you because I don't have to fight your fight.
I don't have to fight your fight.
But I can still stand next to you while you fighting.
Come on now.
I ain't got to fight that same fight. That might not be mine, but I got you.
There we have it.
You want some water? You need some water?
Make me sweat. Make me harder. Girl.
You are literally the only person I've met in my life who is on it the way that I be at home with every song. I love that.
I don't be doing the words though.
I
just be out here. I just be doing the best I can.
Well, so you asked me, wait.
Hold up.
You asked me a question, and I would love to hear your answer, which is what's next for you? Like, for the rest of this year, like, what's that?
My priority is to create space for Black women, and not just Black women, but other creatives that want to tell stories, raw, true telling, where you don't feel like you have to put on a mask or you don't have to have a certain title. This is big for me. It's big because I see it. Through this podcast, I've looked at my numbers and I'm like, it be the ones that y'all don't know, them hidden gems, those really forgotten, those silent heroes that really be blessing people. So I can't ignore that because that was what I came into this like. I wanted to. Then after a while, I'm like, I want to get so and so, and it's like across. You don't need to go up. Across. I want a whole award going across. I'm sorry, I beat out y'all fame. I'm sorry. Dear Future Wifey is a huge podcast. I hold that. I'm sorry, bruh. I don't care who watches this. That was huge for me. Shout out. I respect it. I love that podcast. Yeah. But the community spoke.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I want to create space for women, if that's live shows or whatever. Yeah. But ultimately, I want people who come tell their stories, who want to come tell their stories. You don't have to really qualify as far as a title.
Love that for you.
Sorry. I mean, the rest of y'all cool, but I can't be at events just watching y'all talk. And I'm like, this doesn't relate to me at all as a Black woman that goes through real shit, that is not afraid to talk about real shit. Yeah. That's it.
Well, I'm so grateful for that. And I'm glad to be a part of it.
Oh, y'all don't even know. Y'all don't even know. Y'all don't even know what's coming. Y'all don't know shit.
But what y'all can know is Gemini season is gonna be real extra.
Stay mad.
So just hang out. Hang tight.
Stay mad. Tell everybody how to find you.
Ray Blooper.
love a
You
good
can
blooper.
find me at Ray, okay? Because I'm the Ray. I'm the light, okay? You can find me at Creative Flow School, or you can find me at Rachel Ray, R-A-I, Creative. That's where you can find me.
Ooh. Thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you for having me.
Man, impromptu. See, only with Geminis you can make this kind of shit happen. Get with the winning team. Anyways, I want to thank you guys so much for tapping in today. Whatever we got going on, because baby, I don't know. Wherever applicable, wear your mask, wash your hands, socially distance. And when you get a free moment, please remember to clean out your dirty bag. Till next time. Bruh!
So good.
Oh my God.
I enjoyed you.
Oh, this
so
gonna be
much.
good. This gonna be so good.
Oh my God.
This gonna be so good.